Who was victorious in the battle of the fabulous mustaches between Tyler Bate and Jack Gallagher?
Was the man who ate too many Chris Heroes able to best the one named Austrian Death Machine?
And did the grizzled young veterans overcome the angry bald bastards? Raise your beverages. It is an NXT party.
Support, no DQ.
Welcome everybody to the NXT party for episode number 32 of NXT UK. I am your host, the Rated R reviewer, Stefan Osborne, joined as always by the General Jerry Slaughter.
Good evening, wrestling fans.
And tonight we've got a pair of guests. We've got the holiday Chris Mace. How you doing, Chris?
Doing good, Joe.
And we've also got the simple man, Noah Foster. How you doing, Noah?
I'm doing well. Great to see y'all again. And
205 Live matters.
Seeing you too.
So does that. Yep.
205 Live does indeed matter, especially because we need pre-show matches, man.
Yes, we do.
You know, something's got to go. Something's got to warm up the crowd that actually gets there early enough to see them.
I need something to hear.
136 in there.
I need to hear something while I'm getting my nachos.
205 Live is the number of people that watch those matches. That's, you know, 205 people. They got there early.
We're just kidding with you, Noah. We love you, little people.
We gotta bring out the beast in Noah so he drops some F-bombs.
Yes, we do.
On the
Gotta
channel.
rile them up, which is weird because we actually get somebody from 205 on here tonight.
Yeah, our opening match. So we've got Tyler Bate versus Jack Gallagher. This match was announced last week. In fact, all three of the matches on the show are the only matches on the show.
Mm-hmm.
We got announced last week, so we knew it was coming.
It's our last show in Phoenix. So.
No women's matches, no women's promos. We got one video package for a lady, I think, and that was about it.
Nia Samuel, that was it.
Yep.
But our opening bout is Tyler Bate versus Jack Gallagher, and oh god, there's so many ways for me to say why I didn't like this match. But let's start with somebody else. Let's start with you, Chris. What did you think about this match?
From a technical aspect, I loved it, but everything else, it was just a drug, and then that finish where they're just rolling around the ring over and over and over and over again. That referee got to work out his arm. One.
I was like, Drake doesn't have no idea what he's doing.
And as soon as they got done with that, they went to the finish and he rolled him up and beat him.
We're lucky Bartel wasn't the referee for that one. Because it would have just been 9 all over the place.
9. Well, that spot got to me towards the end because Drake wasn't even counting when a person's back was on the mat. Like, he was just counting as quickly as he could get to a different spot and hit a 1 count, and get to a different spot and hit a 1 count. And this was fun for a few seconds. Okay, so like, they've got a roll up in, and it's one of those where they roll sideways and the other guy's in a pinfall, and then they roll sideways and then the other guy's in a pinfall.
You see a lot more in women's matches than you actually do men's matches.
And they did this for like 45 fucking seconds. Like damn near a minute, and 10 seconds is more than you need, and they went way beyond that.
So, Noah, this was pretty much more of your territory anyway, because you have Jack Gallagher from like 205 Live, but then you also have Tyler Bate, who you can almost consider a cruiserweight on occasion. So, what was your standing on this match?
It felt a lot like how Drew Gulak versus D. Brian Kendrick went, except I didn't see 45 seconds worth of 1 count. It was a good back and forth, technical spectacle, really, and Nigel McGuinness his own words. There was some unique submission holds by Jack Gallagher and some unique escapes by Tyler Bate. I thought that the modified surfboard and the proposed cloverleaf was interesting. The finish, though, was just really weird because after that 45 seconds you put step in, pinning combination, somehow Tyler Bate just came in through with a roll-up and got the win.
Fruit roll-up
if
for
I
the
were to compare
victory.
this to Drew Gulak versus Brian Kendrick, I think I like that match more.
Yeah, I literally have like 3 notes for this match. Just at the beginning, this back and forth, really scientific, they called it, British chain wrestling they were doing, was fun for a few minutes.
Yeah.
But then it became the entirety of this match Even the what looked like was going to be a high spot usually turned into one of them getting out of it and putting on a fucking leg lock or some shit, and then a fruit roll at victory. Like, this match didn't even get off the ground and then ended.
Yeah.
The story of this match was, can Tyler Bates' left leg hold up? I mean, the only time you really saw that come into play that it really was damaged, though, was when Tyler Bates went for an airplane spin and collapsed.
Yeah.
At least in True Good versus Brian Kendrick, there was a little bit of fighting and brawling and a bit of a power game. Here was just really like, who could keep the guy down on the mat? At one point, Jack Gallagher, he just stayed on the mat knowing, so this is my strength. And Tyler Bates like, what do I do here? It was a very odd match, to say the least.
Now, what about you, Jerry? Now, I know there was a submission in here that you loved.
Oh yeah, it looked like a modified Haas of Pain, but that Charlie Haas used to do. It was almost like the inverted cloverleaf that, like from the ground, and that was just really cool looking. And I get excited anytime I see any kind of modified cloverleaf. You know, naturally Rhea Ripley's, but but this one was
now
actually
Sarah Logan's.
Oh,
Sarah Logan does it now.
Oh.
Yeah,
But,
he doesn't watch main roster.
No, I don't.
So he missed out on Sarah Logan swiping the inverted cloverleaf from Rhea.
But the
Thieving bitch.
I'm gonna say this right now. I was actually more interested in this match for Jack Gallagher's fine mustache, and like a lot of the facial expressions that he had during the match. Like, he had this little smirk kind of thing going, especially if he had a certain lock. But like that cockiness to him was like what kind of like kept me going in this match.
But then his facial expression after the match, where he's like, still you beat me.
Yep. It's like,
Like, it was probably the most respectful match I've ever fucking seen.
Curiouser and curiouser.
But, like I said, never got off the ground, almost literally. Except for the airplane spin.
Oh, good pun. Why am I missing this pun?
Then you had the airplane spin that crash landed because of the knee.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So good story, but it doesn't matter when it wasn't entertaining, man. I would give this.
No gentleman's drop kick.
I would give this entertainment value. I would give. I know we don't rate other than the main event, but let's go with stars, man. I would give it fucking 1 star. If that, this was nothing.
This was filler. It really was.
Oh my god, and it was filler at the very beginning of the show, not even the middle.
Yeah.
I've got way more notes for the Cassius Ohno Walter match. They should have started with that match. You said they should have, and you're right, they should have.
Yeah, that should this one should have been the cool down match, more or less, right in the middle before the tag match.
Because me and Chris and Colin called this match to start and Walter to be in the middle of the show, but you said Walter should start, and I really agree with you. Walter should have started, and they should have padded the middle of the show with this match.
Yeah, but we have a little bit. We have a little bit of stuff before that one, though.
Oh yeah, shit. We've got a video cap of so they're, for some reason, recording some in-ring drills at the UK Performance Center.
With Robbie Brookside, training some people.
Yeah, but Travis Banks is there with a bunch of nobodies. So, of course, we know what's going to happen. Jordan Devlin sneaks into the Performance Center and attacks Travis Banks while he's teaching and learning and shit. Like, this is getting real fucking personal, man.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, I like the look of the NXT UK Performance Center.
Oh, Performance Center looks badass.
What'd you think about this segment, Noah?
Basic, really, but I like the Performance Center, and obviously, when you see Travis Banks, you knew that Jordan Devlin had to come into play, especially since Travis Banks cost Jordan Devlin his last match, and the two men just were brawling. As far as I'm concerned, this feud has yet to finish. So we're just building to a finish at this point.
What about you, Chris?
I'm glad they're continuing to keep it going, but I'm ready for the feud to be finished now. Ever since episode 27, when they botched that finish up, they've been just continuing the story. So I'm ready to see it now. And y'all were right on what they called how the match stipulation was going to be. Y'all were right on that prediction the last time we talked about it.
I was about to say
this is leading somewhere, but we'll get there.
That's Chris's main gripe, I think, on almost every video we've had. Like episode number 27.
That pissed me off.
Well, I kind of dig this. It is a long-going storyline, and that's something that we're lacking in most of NXT UK.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
So it's hard to complain about it, other than the fact that it's probably not as good as it could be, or maybe it's the fact that it's Travis Banks. I feel like Jordan Devlin should pair with somebody higher on the ladder. Well, no, some of that's work though, but I'm talking about somebody higher on the ladder for a long-term feud, or like it feels like it's mid-card at best because it's Travis Banks to me. Because maybe a lot of it is a work, but like you said, he's injured a lot, so a lot of the matches we're supposed to see with him, we don't even get to see.
That's why I asked you about, but it's like, so, who's going to take Travis Banks' place in this next match?
Definitely not Finn Balor. That was an awesome match, though.
Oh, yes, it was.
That was a great substitution there. So up next after that, we've got the aforementioned video package for the Nina Samuels show. Anybody have any notes about Nina Samuels, Chris?
Before there was a quick video package of Walter, though.
Was there? I didn't even write that down.
Yeah, I think he may have been eating pizza.
Yeah, it was good pizza.
It was great pizza.
What do you think about Nina Samuels, though, Chris?
I'm just ready to see what she does when she gets over there.
Well, I think we've seen her once or twice before, but
she's won one match and then she's lost like every other one.
Yeah, so this is maybe a repackaging. You think it's a repackaging, Noah?
It has to be at this point because, again, your champ right now is a face. You need to build credible heels and credible challengers towards her. Truth be told, right now, the only one that fits the bill is Jenny. So now they're trying to build another one in Nina Samuels. All I got from this video package is that she's going, that when we see her wrestle, we're going to be in for a show. She's going to be the leading lady of NXT UK. And just a ton of words to describe her on the screen. Elegant, powerful, finesse, and blah, 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 whatever the hell else you can remember. I'm just waiting to see who they put up against, whether it's a jobber or like a legit competitor, because right now, we really don't know the direction of the women's division. There's been a ton of women that hasn't even been on the show in weeks.
Yeah.
Now, so we've seen video packages at least 2 weeks in a row, and we haven't seen her on the show in at least 3 or 4 weeks. So, Jerry, do you think this is just repackaging? Like, what do you think we're going to see differently when she comes out after the end of this string of video packages?
Oh, we're going to see absolutely nothing different.
Nothing at all.
She's going to come out to the ring and maybe she'll win. Simple as that. But otherwise, it'll be her going into these different kind of matches, probably with like maybe Zaya Brookside. Maybe they'll just throw her eyelid on again. Who knows? Whatever.
Candy Floss.
Candy Floss. Oh, Candy Floss will probably be one of the first ones because she's like an attention grabber, and Nina Samuels want to take her out, and so she's like so bubbly and face-like.
Yeah, she's super babyface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of people we haven't seen in a while, we get a selfie promo from Eddie Dennis, and about time we fucking see Eddie Dennis. And as he said in the promo, we haven't seen him since his loss against Mastiff at NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool. Oh, got it all out real smooth.
Well,
way to go.
Like I said, by the time I got it down,
the show would be over.
Yep, it'd be in the past. So I'm going to bring that shit up every chance I get. But yeah, seriously, we haven't seen Dennis in fucking forever. And he says he's going to come back more, the 3 Vs, violent, vicious, and vindictive than before. I don't know what that means.
I think vindictive entails that maybe, just maybe, he'll start going after people he said he was going to go after in his first couple promos that he did at the beginning of NXT UK.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, and then I was thinking about those promos, and I'm like, this really doesn't get me into Mastiff coming back like those promos did, or those video packages did when he debuted.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What did you think about the promo? Let's go with Noah.
I mean, it's finally nice to see he's still freaking alive. He basically talks about the story of how he got in NXT UK, and he suffered his first defeat. But again, he was injured, couldn't be his fan for a while. Again, he got signed by the biggest brand in the UK now. His words. You talk about the 3 Vs. I guess he's going to come back. Maybe he'll go on the streak. I don't think he's going to be set with a jobber. But I certainly feel like he's going to try to go back for his redemption at some point against Dave Mastiff. And maybe this will build now that Dave Mastiff versus Eddie Dennis towards the title picture at some point. But hey, it'll be nice to see him back on TV because I like his in-ring style.
When he's against an opponent that he can actually lift up, I agree.
Yes.
What about you? What about you, Chris? Did you like this selfie promo here, or do you think they could have done this better?
I actually liked it. He just got pretty much simple to the point, and so pretty much I think he's going to come back looking for retribution and just come back with a vengeance and start probably trying just to destroy everybody he faces in the ring till he gets what he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Jerry. I hope he starts going after, well, before Pete Dunne, certainly Mark Andrews.
Yes.
But eventually Pete Dunne. We haven't seen him try to go for the title. Pete Dunne's got the title. I mean, that should be where everybody's headed.
And it would kind of make sense to put Mark Andrews in a feud with him right now because A, he's got really nothing going on, and B, he's on a bit of a losing streak.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Quite a bit of a losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
Him and the man with 3 names.
Flash Morgan Webster.
Yes, sir.
The guy that I think should go heel based on his look and the fact he has an aviator helmet, that is a weapon waiting to be bashed in someone's head.
Thank you.
Yep. So, up next we have match number 2, the cream and the cookie. And this was pretty good cream. It's got Walter, so it's definitely white. Only man whiter than Cassius Ohno. Come on now. Seriously. So as we said in Jerry's great beginning promo, we've got the man who ate too many Chris Heroes, Cassius Ohno, versus Walter. And this was not bad.
Considering who was in the match, you had Walter and you had Cassius Ohno, but Cassius Ohno actually put on a decent match this time around.
This wasn't a spot fest or anything like that. Obviously, these guys are both big. The biggest spot would probably be the end, the power bomb.
Yes.
But other than that, I guess this gives Walter an opponent that's more his size and can show that he can put on a match for. This was good. What, 8 minutes at least?
No, it's like nobody really walked into this thinking Cassius Ohno is going to pull off the win. This was pretty much another showcase for Walter to show off his strength and his versatility.
And how long can Cassius Ohno hold in there until he gets beat?
Yeah.
Basically. We saw a few good fucking strikes out of Cassius Ohno. He did that running knee to the side of Walter's face that was just brutal looking. And most of the hits, they all sounded better coming from Cassius Ohno. All of the Walter hits,
They looked painful, they just didn't sound it.
and we didn't see him try to do a chop on Ohno, but we saw several chops from Ohno onto Walter towards right at the end of the match. Walter's chest is a bit beat up. What do you think about this match, Noah?
I mean, it's Walter. You got Walter in a match. I'm going to be happy. I enjoyed it. Not just because it's me, not just because of the Austrian anomaly. I just enjoyed it overall. When I think about this, I look at his other matches too he had so far in NXT UK. He's faced Jack Starr and he's faced Mark Coffey. If I were to compare this to the Mark Coffey one, I think I like this one a little better because, again, Ohno, he had a better showing and he really did bring it to Walter, and Walter kept asking for more. We still got most of Walter's greatest hits, though, with the drop kick and the big boot and just his absolute power and the front of the apron. And we
Don't forget the Austrian suplex.
The Austrian suplex.
Not German, Austrian.
Austrian
suplex, thank you.
Yeah.
And we did get one chop to the back of Ohno that set up for that suplex spot, and then led to, of course, the simple powerbomb number 1, you like to call it.
Yeah, powerbomb number 1. I'm surprised. You could see that there was almost a point to where Ohno almost came down the wrong way. Like when he was going to lift him.
Yeah.
There was almost a point where he didn't have him, but then he had him and he just fucking executed it. And I was like, damn. Fucking damn.
And kudos to Ohno for trying for the moonsault spot, even though he crashed and burned.
Yeah.
I think a guy that big, they're not meant to hit the moonsault because they're going to hurt somebody.
Agree.
I saw a 500-pound dude hit one once.
What about you, Chris? What did you think about this match?
My favorite Walter match so far out of this be a third match he's had on the UK brand, but like I said, I thought it was a good match. I thought it was going to be a squash. I thought he was just going to destroy Ono, so it was nice actually it be more of a 50-50 match where they're going back and forth and trading blows and everything like that. I thought it was actually a pretty damn good match, surprisingly. I was really shocked by this match, actually.
They actually said that, the commentators said at one point that they were 50-50, and you even were like, no, they're not! but like, what really came into play at this point was the fact that, like, you had, I'm going to say it, you had two ring generals in there. You had Walter and you had Cassius Ohno, who's been in the company or just in wrestling for 2 decades now. The guy knows how to put on good matches. He knows what he's doing. He's just not in the shape that he needs to be in to put on the great matches. Like
he caught his cheese's back. Baby.
Yeah, I was about to say he's like, I think they said 270 now, and that's kind of weird. Granted, I'm like a little over 300, but at the same time,
you're
like
6'4".
Yeah, I'm 6'4", so I'm not sure how that's all supposed to map out. But still, he's getting to better shape, better cardio.
So, I was okay with this match. I feel like there could have been some spots from Ono, and maybe even some earlier spots from Walter, and it was just kind of a worked over match for about 6 minutes, and then you had Walter get that drop kick, that sick drop kick.
That drop kick was great.
And there was the running booth. Ono was half in, half out on the ropes, kind of sitting on the middle rope, and caught a boot, sent him outside, and then that's where Walter picks him up and does that. So maybe there were a few spots.
Yeah.
He threw him onto the apron that
effortlessly.
I don't know about effortlessly.
I'm about to say, but he didn't look like he struggled, like is the thing. So
I like this match a hell of a lot better than I did the opening bout.
Oh yeah.
Agree.
So all we really get in between this and the next match is, first off, a selfie promo that leads into an announcement. So we've got Ligero basically responding to the selfie promo we got from Joseph Connors last week. And he's like, well, Connors, it wasn't a fluke, and it wasn't your bad luck or whatever that lost you the match. It was because you've been so concerned about breaking all the new toys that you lost focus for one moment, and I beat you. But I'm willing to do it again if that's what you want. And so this leads right into an announcement. Next week we're getting Ligero versus Joseph Connors. Match number 2. I predict Joseph Connors ties it up. But back to the promo. What do you think about it, Chris?
I like the promo. I'm glad they set up the match for next week. And like I said, I agree with you. I think Connors going to even it up and win next week.
Be a lot more focused. What about you, Noah?
It sounds like 50-50 booking to me because we don't know what direction Ligero's going to go, and this plays on what Joseph Connors is trying to do.
So also next week we are going to get the aforementioned match, Jordan Devlin versus Travis Banks. Falls count anywhere. So I believe Jerry called this one.
Yep,
A prediction.
I said last man standing, but
A prediction I got right.
Doesn't get you a point, but
there better be a finish to this match next week. I'm gonna get pissed off again.
Well, how do you not have a finish that falls count anyway? Let you go for the electrical board and both men are carried on an ambulance.
Hey, nothing surprises me in wrestling anymore.
I think Travis Banks gets the win. That's the finish. I don't know. Jordan Devlin's been getting the best of Travis Banks for so long. It's time that Travis Banks gets a win, and I think this is where he does it.
Quick rewind though. I think Joseph Connors and Ligero, like in that match, naturally Joseph Connors is going to win. But the fact that I think they probably filmed the same selfie promos on the same phone and just kind of handed it back to each other because they were both in the performance center. So it's like yeah, I'm going to kick your ass. All right, your turn.
Here you go.
Your turn. Your turn.
I bet you that's what they did.
It's like careful. We're so on weekdays, you know. So, and then Travis Banks versus Jordan Devlin. Yeah, I see Banks pulling off the win. It's going to be a hard-fought victory.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's good. We're going to probably see a lot of Spanish flies and whatnot on the outside.
We're going to see at least 2 or 3 spots on the steps
We're gonna see all Devlin's greatest hits.
Oh yeah, on the outside, on the mat, and shit like that.
And a lot of yelling from Travis Banks.
Oh, where we gonna be on next week? Is it gonna be back in Liverpool, or do we know where we're gonna be at?
As long as it's not another episode in Phoenix, I'm good.
Phoenix is done. Thank God, kind of, because the crowd.
You got to take the UK back to the UK crowd. They get them.
Yeah.
And they know to take their shoes off when Zach Gibson has a match.
That's what we're about to lead into.
Speaking of which,
I was about to say we're leading into a main event here, and the crowd, just was not right for this match.
No,
they.
Because we have Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch challenging Zach Gibson and James Drake. They are the Grizzled Young Veterans for the Tag Team Championships. And, yeah, the crowd doesn't know to take their shoes off and hold them in the air when Zach Gibson's in the ring because you hate the guy, right?
Don't stand up.
Although the Grizzled Young Veterans were in the babyface tag team corner. I thought that was a little odd, but...
I was about to say, if you consider an NXT UK, match.
Oh, yeah, they drive on the left side of the road, so the baby faces are on the other side of the ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's...
Wow.
You're supposed to have the baby faces facing hard camera.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But I'm saying, since it's their brand that they're actually on, and Lorcan and Burch are more or less from just regular NXT, it's almost like the home team is on one side and the away team's on the other. So they still kind of got it right in that
However
sense.
you want to spin it, man. Now, I've got a full page worth of notes on spots from this match, and I will break this shit down. But first, let's go with Chris. What did you think about this Tag Team Championship match?
This was my favorite main event of the last 3 episodes in Phoenix.
I would definitely say that.
This was the best championship match. It was a hell of a lot better than last week's championship match, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Good back and forth action, but like I said, part of it is that crowd just wasn't getting into anything in that match till the end of it, though.
They got him into it.
Match. I love how they're doing those tags, those illegal tags, so they can get the advantage. The Grizzly veterans doing those illegal tags so they can get the advantage. I loved all that. That match was awesome. I love that match.
What about you, Noah?
Adulation at its finest, and I completely agree. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the tag team tandem offense from both teams brought here. I enjoyed the dirty tactics and the smart ring game brought on by the Grizzly Young Vets. From the proposed tags that were not legal due to the fact they weren't holding the tag rope, that ended up giving them the advantage, to the point that they tried to get a cheap win a couple of times from holding their feet on the ropes to backdropping somebody to break the cover. It was a great back and forth bout.
Jerry?
Zach Gibson and Seth Green deliver again. It's as simple as that. So it's one of these things where it's like I was already excited about this match because, granted, I'm not high on Lorcan and Burch, but watching some of their matches, like the one they had against Undisputed Era, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fantastic match.
Yeah, it was better on TV than it was live.
I was about to say that's probably what it was because we were talking about that watching it, and sure enough, yeah, it was just the fact that you had two very similar styles with these guys, very smash mouth and whatnot, and there's a submission aspect as well. The breakdown more or less where Lorcan had Drake tied up and Burch had Gibson had Burch and they just started there's that slapping match going on between them, and that was
palm strike.
Yeah, during this while they have submissions locked on. That was just so badass, and it was right in the middle of the ring. It was just an awesome breakdown for that match.
Yeah, only Lord, he just eating those palm strikes, not having no effect, just pissing him off. And then he just palm strikes the hell out of Zach Gibson.
Yep.
A shake to their match back at NXT TakeOver Chicago, too, like he said. When they did a similar tactic in a submission hold when he had, Roderick Strong in a submission. And Kyle O'Reilly just kept on slapping him, no effect. Eventually just puts him in a submission hold. But yeah, love that spot.
So I started my notes here with... this double team where Gibson scoops up Drake, and normally you would see him do a senton drop, But instead, he drops him for a splash. I thought that was great. Near fall. And then the false tag, the tag team, or the illegal tag scheme that they were using here.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
They did it twice.
So Drake is out on the apron, and Gibson goes to tag him without holding the rope. And Drake's on the apron. You don't usually see a tag from the apron. You got to be in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And so the ref's like, that wasn't a legal tag. And he's like telling off Gibson in the corner. Meanwhile, Drake's over here fucking rakes the eyes of, who was it?
I think it was Lorcan.
Yeah. And then throws him shoulder first into the ring post. This is where they get the advantage.
Yep.
And then he's on the outside now. Gibson gets the tag. He drops down. Drops Lorcan over his knee for a backbreaker, holds it. Drake jumps over the top rope, brings down a double axe handle. That was wicked. And then tag to Drake. Gibson does. So they take a move that a lot of guys will do by themselves, and they'll fucking do it as a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
So Gibson does a ripcord onto, I think, Lorcan, and Drake follows it up with the forearm.
I was about to say, most of the damage was done to Lorcan at the beginning of the match because Birch eventually got the hot tag.
Yeah, Birch gets the hot tag. He gets double Germans, a German to Gibson, German to Drake. And then Drake goes for an enziguri. He ducks it, picks him up for a power bomb, rolls him through the power bomb, brings a knee to his face. That was wicked.
I was about to say, everything that Birch does in that ring is just so fluid.
And then he seats Drake up on the top rope, and he sets up for a cutter from Drake seated on the top. But Gibson comes over and distracts with an illegal tag, another illegal tag, and Drake counters, tosses, I think it was Birch, into the corner and tags in Gibson. So we get a ticket to ride off of, I believe, Birch seated in the corner, get a near fall off of that. That was brilliant looking.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put Birch up in the Doomsday device, and Drake goes up top. But Birch gets out. He slides out of the electric chair and throws Gibson towards the corner. But Drake jumps off the corner, jumps over him. But then Birch catches him, jumping off the top rope with a wicked headbutt that just rang out despite the open fourth wall that opens up into a fucking convention center. So all the sound goes that way.
Yep.
Somebody was signing autographs back there, like, what the shit?
So he delivers a headbutt to Gibson too, tags Lorcan, and then we see a double blockbuster from Lorcan onto both guys. And then they pick him up in a Doomsday, and Lorcan goes up top with a European uppercut off the top rope and goes for a pin on Drake. Then Gibson counters a suplex. Okay, so while the pin is being attempted, who is it? Birch has got Gibson going for a vertical suplex or some shit. Gibson counters it with a back body drop, drops him onto the pinfall attempt at 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that part, I think it was the other part of the match that just really stood out to me.
So this is where Lorcan ends up getting Gibson in a single leg crab, drops him because Drake comes in. So he gets Drake in a single leg crab, but then Gibson grabs Birch with the Shankly Gates, and they're staring each other down all angry. And Gibson just starts smacking, as you guys said earlier, starts smacking Lorcan.
Yep.
Lorcan.
But then after 3 smacks, Lorcan gets so pissed off, he just reaches out and grabs Gibson by the fucking chin.
Yep.
And just nails, as Noah said, those palm strikes, more like bitch slaps.
That's what they were.
So I think he sends Gibson into the corner for a tag to Drake, and then Lorcan gets him with a running uppercut. Then jumps, well, it doesn't really dive. He jumps almost a corkscrew over the top rope, lands onto both of the tag champs on the outside. They throw Drake in, and we get the assisted high angle DDT, which more rolled into a brain buster. Near fall though, Drake kicks out. I was amazed that Drake, because I was waiting for Gibson to break up the pin. No Gibson, Drake kicked out. Wow.
Really?
And so they set up for another double team, and probably another Doomsday. But Gibson comes over and knocks Lorcan off the top rope. This is the last we see of Lorcan.
Yep.
Drake goes for a roll-up and puts his legs on the ropes, and Gibson holds his legs down. But fucking Birch kicks out.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool, I guess. But then Birch and Gibson both get up. They start trading blows, but then Gibson ducks one of Birch's punches, and he goes towards Drake, who catches him in a tilt-a-whirl into a tombstone setup, and then brings him up for the ticket to Mayhem. 1, 2, 3. The tag champs remain. And I fucking love this match.
That match is superb.
These last 3 episodes of NXT UK would have been best watched in one 3-hour block with this ending the show.
Yeah.
Because this was great. Any final thoughts about this match before we rate it? Let's start with Noah.
The 3-week expansion in Phoenix is finally over. And what a way to end it. If you're going to do this all in 1 week, you literally just could have done NXT vs NXT UK with those championship matches, in my opinion. This match stole the weekend, stole their time there, absolutely loved it. I would love to see these two teams face each other again, under a real crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, final thoughts?
This is actually, I'll consider this one of my favorite matches of the NXT UK brand so far. I thought it was that damn good. I love this match. I loved everything about this match.
General?
What made this match really special for me is not only was it the first title defense for Gibson and Drake since they actually won the titles, it was actually held in a distant land. It was actually held in America versus over in England. So they had like pretty much no home court advantage, no nothing going into this match. And they put on a hell of a show as per usual.
They got the crowd into it by the end.
Yes, and that's something that that's something else that got me. The fact that the crowd was so lukewarm.
Even Rhea and Tony Storm could not get the crowd into their match.
They could not.
And it was a championship match.
But this was just had that big fight feel to it from the get-go, and
they delivered.
And it delivered. And the fact that Sid Scala was so smart about this, and the way they booked it and put it as the last match on the show. And he kept on telling me that it was going to be soon that they were going to have their first title defense against them. I knew it was going to be. They said it was going to be in Phoenix. I just didn't know that this was going to be the last match that we got for the whole thing. So
glad it was.
I'm super glad it was. It definitely could have ended on a sour note, especially if they put Tony Storm and Rhea Ripley as the main one.
This match has absolutely turned a corner for me when it comes to Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They actually look more of a threat in the Dusty Rhodes Invitational at this point.
I guess you give them the right opponents and you can see some incredible matches. This to me was on par with the original Tag Team Championship match with them and Mustache Mountain.
Oh yeah, well, you're gonna get nothing but at least almost 4-star matches out of Gibson and Drake.
Speaking of which, this brings us to the end of the main event, and around here on the NXT party, we rate the main event of the show and we use the NXT system.
The spots of tea.
Out of 5 spots of tea, let's start with Noah Foster. Where do you rate this main event?
This was the best match of this entire Phoenix experience. The grizzled young that's true to their incredible. Danny Burch, Oni Lorcan, always entertaining, but this is probably the best match I've seen from them. This is definitely 4 out of 5 for me.
Chris?
I love this match. Like I said, I think it's my favorite NXT UK match I've seen so far. I'm going to actually give it 5 cups of tea out of 5.
Wow!
Yeah,
that might be the highest rating on any of our shows thus far.
I was about to say,
I'm not disagreeing with you necessarily. I'll do that formally here in a moment. Jerry, how many spots of tea do you give this main event?
well, you know how I am with championship matches, especially championship main events. And walking into this one, I already knew we were going to get a good match. I didn't know how great of a match we were going to get, and we got a great match with this one.
Absolutely.
So I won't go 5 because like the crowd just kind of killed it for me still a little bit. But like but I'm gonna go actually with a 4 1/4. I think that's one of my highest rates for a matches either. So 4 1/4 actually sounds very very fair for that match.
I want to agree with you, and I want to give it a 1/4 star because even though the very first match was dull, I think this whole show in its entirety built to the end of this match.
Yeah.
And it ended up being a great show for it. I'm going to give this 4.5.
Wow.
Probably the highest I've gone on regular NXT UK television.
I think it's the highest we've actually rated any match that we've actually had on here.
In total, on average, I think you're right.
Yeah.
And there wasn't really a hell of a lot of a story in this match. And you know I'm a story guy, and for some reason I don't care. Like, I really didn't think about it until we started to rate this.
Well, Oney Lorca at one point was playing up his arm so much that I thought he was going to get locked in Shankly Gates, and that's how they were going to lose. Like, I did not see Gibson and Drake losing the belts at this match, but at the same time, there's that element there where I'm like, okay, they could try to surprise us. They've already surprised us before with Velveteen Dream.
And they had the near fall spot where Drake kicked out of the assisted high angle DDT / brainbuster.
Mm-hmm.
Which probably is the first time that move's been kicked out. And you do make an interesting point, Stefan, because I believe since they become a tag team, Zach Gibson has not won a match with the Stanley Gate submission hold. It's always been Ticket to Ride / Ticket to Mayhem. You know what? You kind of swayed me because I've also been thinking about what you were saying about story. And you're right, there really wasn't much of a story. It was just pure competition. I'm going to go with you on this one. Yeah, 4 1/4.
So overall, I would say it averages at 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5.
Yeah,
Probably
absolutely.
the highest rating an NXT UK television main event has gotten on this show.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys.
They got one great match out of 3 weeks worth of tapings in Phoenix.
Oh.
So
Yeah, better than 0.
with that thought in mind and bringing down the show, let's bring it up with some plugs. Let's start with Chris Mace, the holiday. What do you have to plug, sir?
You can just follow me at Chris Forever Mace on Facebook, and like I said, support NoDQ.com, support Aftermath Wrestling. Still want to get us to 100 subscribers so we can start trying to do these live.
That'd be awesome.
Awesome.
Or horrible. One or the other. Horribly awesome.
All right.
It'll be
I've
an
been.
experience, I'm sure.
Let's see. I've been waiting for this for 42 minutes.
So have I.
All right. Let's hear the plug, Noah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of
Wrestling.
So if you want to follow me, look me up, nodq.com / Noah. That takes you to my Twitter. Or you can look up my YouTube channel here, youtube.com / users / Noah Foster 210. You'll find WrestleCrate unboxings monthly. You'll find my series Tool by Life Matters, working in conjunction with, of course, NoDQ. And you'll find pay-per-view predictions, WWE and beyond, including the ones I do here. Speaking of which, follow NoDQ, folks. Buy a shirt, nodq.com / shirts. Go to the Spotify playlist. Over 5,000 songs. I can't believe that's a thing. Hashtag Team NoDQ. Follow the channel here. You'll find everything here from reviews on everything. Raw, SmackDown, general content, and news and WWE and beyond.
Don't
Follow the
forget.
NXT party. Follow what's NXT. Follow hashtag 2 Apply Matters. Follow these guys on their channel, Aftermatch Wrestling. And like I said, I will be back next week for the Radar Rundown because the prediction leads back on as we head. The last stop on the road to WrestleMania, which I will be seeing live. Yay me! I get to see fucking Nia Jackson Tamina face Boston Hug. I'm so fucking happy.
It took a whole episode, but we got enough bomb out of Noah.
Yes.
Congratulations. I hope you all enjoy that achievement. But anyway, until next week, folks, as always, support your wrestling outlets, both big and small, and let's keep growing this wrestling community together. Simple as that.
And you
There
can
you go.
find Chris Mace, you can find Noah Foster, Jerry, and I. We are all in the NoDQ
Yep.
NX team chat room on Facebook Messenger. And if you'd like to join the No DQ team, we'd love to have you up on the big screen and help us review an episode of NXT UK. If you'd like to join us for a spot of NXT, you can find me on Twitter. Just go to nodq.com/Stefan. That's STEFAN. Or if you just want to look me up on Twitter, it's at Stefan R. Osborne, OSBORNE. As always, the R stands for restricted. You can also find this gentleman on Twitter
at NoDQ General, and also on my Facebook group Armbar, all capital ARMBAR exclamation point. That was pretty. Join up with us. A whole bunch of different memes, different discussions, just good content, good people.
Yeah, and if you'd like to join the NX team and get with us in the messenger chat, we add everybody that's been on the screen so far. Just saying. Cindy's in there. Fucking Jeff Meacham's in there. Jeff Meacham's in there. Come on,
Jeff
guys.
Meacham.
Don't you want to be on the screen where Jeff Meacham was? We are looking for new guests. I believe we might have gotten somebody. If we can get a hold of them soon. They just left a message down in the
down in the
chat.
comment section.
Yeah. So leave a comment. Let us know how we can get a hold of you if you don't have Facebook or if you don't have Twitter. Email works fine. That's how we got Chris up here.
Yep.
So if you like this video, you should click the like button that's underneath me. And if you like all of our videos, you should probably click the subscribe button that's underneath Jerry. Yeah, down there. That'll subscribe you to No DQ's channel. That's where you can get all of our What's NXT and NXT Party episodes. However, if you'd like to get those episodes about 12 hours sooner, you can subscribe to Aftermatch Wrestling. That is our channel. All one word, AFTERMATCH, Aftermatch Wrestling. We are also going to have some exclusive content trying to get us up to 100 subscribers. At 100, we have promised and we will deliver. We will start doing these shows live as we can. And that way we can get you guys to ask us questions when we do the shows and we can answer them at the end instead of all of this other bullshit. We'll just get that out of the way at the beginning of the show or something. We'll figure it out. Reformat.
One big up real quick. We were supposed to have a different guest on the show tonight. Colin the Cleaver Andrew. He is ill right now. I'm guessing with bubonic plague or some crap. We're wishing you a speedy recovery, Chief.
Get well, Colin. Drink lots of orange juice. That's my tip.
That's your tip for everybody.
Colin.
Yeah, always drink more orange
I
juice.
hope you all enjoyed this history lesson. Nice one, Jerry.
And as Noah alluded to earlier, we will be doing a predictions video for WWE's Fastlane. That'll be next week. We'll probably record it on Wednesday. It'll probably go up sometime Thursday or possibly even Friday. I believe that happened last pay-per-view. Took a couple of days. But that's okay. As long as it gets out there so I can win me some points. Because you are talking to the current
prediction champion.
Predictions champion.
Stefan Osborne.
At least for another week and a half until Fastlane, and then we'll see what happens. But I think a lot of people are going to get a lot of points off of that show just because so many of the matches are extremely predictable.
I'm just waiting for what No DQ GM Eric Rip's going to propose as a bonus point for us as tiebreaker, considering we only have 5 matches so far.
We'll get more matches before the show. We've still got 2 go-home shows. We'll get more matches.
I know.
Does that count the pre-show?
In all honesty, I am looking forward to it. And also, Jerry, there is no Cruiserweight title match on the pre-show this time. The Cruiserweight champion is on vacation till Mania. So if there is a Cruiserweight match, it'll be one for the Cruiserweight tournament, which I will continue to talk about on hashtag 205 Matter.
Hey, Noah, you think it'll be on the pre-show? So, for the holiday Chris Mace, for the currently slightly pissed off Simple Man Noah Foster,
Oh, you wait till next week.
for the General Jerry Slaughter, I am of course the Rated R reviewer. I am the Wizard of No DQ also. I am so many things.
Yes.
Thank you for having a spot of NXT with us, and we will see you NXT time.
Have a good night.